guys, welcome to my review of awesome place called Alton Towers in Staffordshire, Fedley Lane. Yeah, Fadley Lane. I don't know why I mixed those words up. That's fine. Oh man, it was such a blast. I had a great weekend. I basically did a Friday night stay. Obviously couldn't go in the park on Friday because I went a later date. Then I did the 2 days theme park ride included with my hotel ticket. I think it was well worth the money because, you know, apparently. And also, guys, if you book online with Alton Towers at your stay, you get a free golf session as well. So you can play some mini golf around the courses. There's loads of them. They themed them at the theme parks like the Nemesis and the Galactica. It's just well themed and it's a very awesome time. It's just really good fun. And the Alton Towers Hotel, guys, is amazing. I have never been so spellbound in all my life, you know, because when I went in '93, there obviously wasn't a hotel built, but now in 2019 there's a hotel, which is amazing, and I couldn't believe how well themed it was. It was basically like a sort of like a Victorian style woodings and the flooring and mixed with pirate themes, if you will. So it's very clever how they merged two into one together hotel, which is really cool and very cleverly made. And it has a theme park shop, man, and it's just amazing convenience. You know, if you got like a headache and stuff like that, you can go get some tablets and stuff. They open from 8 AM to 10 PM, I think, on weekends, and they close for the rest of the week, which is quite, I suppose they have to do something because it's out of season hours, maybe. Yes, it also has an arcade. It's a very tiny little room full of arcades. It has Guitar Hero and stuff like that. You know, the picker, you know, the claw games as well, for you can get your soft toys and stuff. And yeah, that was well hidden. Yeah, yes, it's on the second floor, but it's like round the back. If you go past the giant chairs, it's like, oh, okay. And the really interesting thing about this Alton Towers Hotel, it has great entertainment as well for the kids and adults alike, and it's also have a really cool Chinese themed bar there as well, which is really cool. The Secret Garden is obviously where you have your breakfast and your main meals and stuff. I will say one positive thing about the Secret Garden: the breakfast is excellent. Which is very nice and tasty, very good, yum yum yums. I had no problems. It's very similar to like the Premier Inn style hotels. Obviously you just pay and you get your unlimited amount of food you want. There's no problem. My only gripe is, on a Friday night, I did book a table at the Secret Garden, which was an okay experience, but then the prices were crazy expensive. I couldn't believe how really ridiculously expensive for a starter was. It was like 14 quid, and I don't know what that was. I think it was goat cheese or something like that. I felt, you know, like, it's like, yes, I know they've got to make money somehow, but that was just a little bit high up in my book. But yeah, I only did the one night there, but the rest of the 2 nights were fantastic, and I'll show you the footage of that as well. I went to the roller coaster restaurant on the last 2 nights as well, so I'll explain that a bit later. And so, yes, the staff have been very fantastic. They're very welcoming. They're very pleasant and smiley and happy, and that's what you want from a good resort sort of type of thing and theme park combined, because you want staff, you know, who really love their jobs, and they do, and that's fantastic. So I recommend them. You know, they're very good. They helped me out with so many issues I had. They showed me where to go and stuff like that. They give me help and bits and pieces and information and stuff like that, hints and tips and stuff like that, how to get around the park, which is very great. Communication is fantastic. They were clear and precise, and they were very good at their job. So thumbs up from me. Great staff team at Alton Towers, and I hope you see this review because I'm gonna praise you like crazy. And yes, so Friday night was a brilliant night. My hotel was very, very good. It was basically like the Arctic sort of theme, and it had a big giant polar bear, you know, toy, which obviously you can't take with you because it's part of the hotel room. Yes, which is really cool. So yes. So they have little tables and stuff like that. So they got a nice little shower room as well. And yes, there's a TV, which is strange. I couldn't take out the TV and plug in like the switch for my console, so I said that's fine. The staff did try to do it, But apparently other rooms, you know, they don't have this border around it. So I went, oh, that's okay. I said, that's fine. I mean, they couldn't do it, and that, you know, what can you do? So that's Friday night out of the way. Saturday, I had a great time. Wow, had a great breakfast at the Secret Garden, and then I went straight on the monorail very early as possible. I went about 8:30 just to get in before the queue stopped forming around me. And the cool thing is, you know, if you're an early adopter, you can get in the park super early, about 9:30, which for me was a blessing because time is always against me, you know, when you go on the theme parks. And then the first thing, obviously the first ride I went on is the Wicker Man. I could see why people on YouTube have praised this ride, and for me, I was just so happy, you know, it was an awesome accelerated experience, and I'll show you the footage right now. It's all wooden and it's so cool. I like the fact they did the panel flames, you know, going around, and I've seen a little bit on top, there's like flame torches come out this side of the shoulders of the gods, and it was just like the Wicker Man, you know, dude, and it was just amazing. I love those type of wooden roller coasters. You know, you go up and down, you do these really cool bumps in the hills, and it does this curve round at very fast speed. And it was just like, it shakes you up, and I love the thrill of that because I'm one of those types of guys that loves the thrill of speed. You know, going around the corners and, you know, and going up the hill with the crane starting to go clink, clink, clink. It was just amazing, and I went there and I did it 3 times, but the first time I did it I totally forgot about something which I should have done in the first place, was go to the ticket office and get my I showed them the paper, like, you know, this is my fast track, and she said to me, oh, you have to go to the ticket office and get your band, and I went, oops, and lucky I went back, and they said, yeah, it's no problem, and I got the fast track platinum version, which is 100 quid. It's quite a lot of money, and I will tell you this, it's well worth the 100 quid because I went on like so many rides. I'll tell you what I went on in the order: Nemesis twice, Wicker Man 2 times, Smiler 2 times, 13 once, Rita once, Oblivion once, Galactica once, Runaway Mine Train. It went round, apparently it's supposed to go around 2 times, but it did it with 3 times with me. With me, the fast track is useless in that one. It felt slow track to me, so it took like 45 minutes to get on that ride. I just went, oh come on. It was just, the lady wasn't doing her job properly. She was just going like up and down, and then, but hey, the duel, which is basically the shoot 'em up, you know, you shoot lasers and monsters and stuff like that, and ghouls and ghosts. Congo Rapids one time, and the Spinball Wizard. I do not like that roller coaster. I see why it appeals to a lot of people, but with me, it did a lot of things I didn't like. It was cramped, very tight cars, and you know, well, yeah, it was just like my legs felt crushed, and also the bit that came down, it really squashed my private parts, and it looked like a, you know, it was just so, it was going, go, you know, it was just like, and it felt nauseating after a while, you know, it just like spinning around and going around these huge loop corners. I just went, ugh, and I felt sick after that, so, but it was fine. I'm gonna never do that again. Right, I will say one thing, guys, the Wicker Man is fantastic. That has to be at #1 for me. #2 has to be the Smiler. I am very impressed of how fast this roller coaster is. It's basically like 14 inversions, insane loop-de-loops. It's just, oh, it's just wicked. I was screaming like a like a happy chap, you know, going like crazy, going, wah! I was just like having the thrill of my life. I like the fact, you know, you go on this first crane and it goes up, goes round the loop, and then it does the second trip going like vertically up, you know, you can see the sun go hello, and then goes woo, and then it does this really cool bump hill fast motion with the, you know, the little you know what you get in those car washes, I don't know what they're called, but you guys probably know what it is, but they did one of that, and they did the panel screen, and they and they did the soundtrack, ha 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 ha, and that will get in your head, guys. It's just, Smiler is a fantastic roller coaster. I highly recommend you go on that and get the fast track for that. It's well worth it, because I went on it twice. I said yay, 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 and I went to visit my old friend, the Nemesis. It's one of my favorite roller coasters ever in this country. It's fast, it's short, and it's just thrilling as hell. I like the fact it's one of those hang glide sort of like, you know, it swoops around and it goes through the waterfalls. And I really like that. It's one of my all-time favorites. Ah, yes. And another thing I really like, guys, I was quite impressed with one particular next roller coaster, which is called 13. It's based on like a horror theme with a creepy going, like if you go down to the woods today and something, and it's just like when you go into the fast track, it's really quite a lengthy one with like oh, gotta jog. Yeah, I like that. And it's a cool roller coaster. It's not one of those that goes upside down. It basically just goes so you go woo. Yeah, it's really cool. And what I like about this roller coaster is it goes through like the woods, and it's got like green themed bars, and it just goes and then the really cool surprise is it's so awesome that it drops you down, and then it makes you go backwards in the dark, and I just went like, oh, this is fun. And then after that I went on the Rita roller coaster. I like the fact it's a propulsion system. Basically how it works is it launches you, so it doesn't require a hill crane. It goes like you're firing. Basically it's sort of like a firing piston, you know what I mean, you know, like it just basically pulls the carriage and then launches it forward. And that's what it was, the Rita. It was very fast though. I mean, when I went on the first time, it was really a rough experience. I don't know if I seated the wrong one. It just felt to me I was like bashing head against the little bit at the back, and but I was fine the second time when I did it on Sunday. It's fun. I really enjoyed it. It's a very short ride as well. It's just basically like a little racetrack loop. Goes around twice and then stops, and it goes whoosh. Yeah, you feel the huge G-force, and it goes insanely fast, man. Really good fun. Enjoyed that. What else did I do? Galactica. Galactica was an interesting choice. It used to be called Air before, but now it's obviously named Galactica. It's basically one of those flying roller coasters, but basically you go from there, and then the lift goes, and then the thing goes like that. Sorry. So you go from there, and then it goes straight to here. And you basically fly like you do like Superman. It's so cool, and it goes through this awesome ring, which I'll show you now in the video. It's a really good fun roller coaster. Very short experience. It goes up on the hill, and it goes. And what I like about this Galactica one, it flips you up. You know, I've never been on the roller coaster that does that. You know, you can see the sky when you go around the corner, which I thought was an amazing experience. Absolutely good fun. Yeah, obviously, you know, the Runaway Mine Train was a bit of a letdown, but hey, the Congo Rapids, yeah, pretty much the same standard thing. You just get splitty splash in all the little mini circuits. Really good fun it was. Spinball Wizard, I don't like the Spinball Wizard. It's just an awful roller coaster. Yeah, Oblivion was a really interesting one. Basically, how the Oblivion works is it goes up the hill, and then it does this halt brake stop, and then drops you down into this huge tunnel, and it's so black and cool, and it was so fast. You know, my eyes was literally going like this, like you couldn't see. It was such an exhilarating speed, like highest magnitude. Wonderful. I really enjoyed it, but it was quite short as well, so it just goes around the corner and just stops. Yes. Yeah, that was basically my Saturday day at Alton Towers, and I'll tell you what I did on Sunday. Right, guys, we're now heading into Sunday. So what I did on Sunday is a little pick and mix of everything, and then I did the other rides I couldn't do on Saturday. So I went on the Enterprise. That's been there for donkey years, and it's still great fun. You just go around the Ferris wheel, and you go like in this little car carriages that look like the 50s nostalgia back, and it's so much fun. It goes whoa, whoa. Yeah. Yeah, good fun. And I did the battle galleons. That was really good fun. So you got these war cannons on the ships on left and right, and you crank them up. Sometimes you had to test which cannon works. Some just went limp, and then some went medium limp, and then whoosh. Yeah, and we have fun like getting the other people wet, and yeah, it's really good fun. And so on Sunday I booked a thing with the Alton Towers dungeon, which was, oh man, goodness me, that was fun. It was crazy amount of fun. It was basically like 45 minutes of the whole show thing, and the guy who come along and said, "Hello, Squire, how are you?" And yeah, and I like when people take their job and take their jobs and have fun. You know, they're having a good time, and I got picked up, but I got picked on by 3 times by these. I don't know, these blonde girls seem to like me some weird reason. I guess I'm a chick man. Well, you never know. So it was really good, and the pyrotechnics are always fun of those franchises. I went to one in Edinburgh before, and London. They're always fantastic fun, and the humour was absolutely fun. I never laughed so much in all these sections. And there was one of the doctor one that really made me laugh. It was like oh, here's his heart, and it is beating. Oh, well, I like the first one when you're judged, and the judge found me, and he said to me, "I ran over a granny." In a funny way, of course. And YouTube, don't take it seriously. Yeah, and it was just so much fun. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously pretend. Obviously, it's not serious, and you know. So I gotta commend the staff there at the Alton Towers dungeon. They had a good time. It's really well made. You basically go into this boat, and yeah, you go into the pitch black, and there's lady came out of the dark, and I instantly went, whoa, you know. And yeah, Alton Towers, the dungeon was really, really good, and I really enjoyed it. And basically, I used the gold fast track, which means if you pay £60, you basically go on the rides once, and that's it for fast track. Which I went, that's fine, because I don't like the idea of waiting in queues, as you heard from the previous segment. It just makes sense to do that sort of stuff, you know, just fly by and just do it. And yeah, I had a really good time, and I went on the Sky Ride as well to have a look at the park, and it was beautiful. And most of the rides were closed down, like the Blade and the boat thing was. I don't know, that's right there. Nobody likes those roller coasters anyway. I went on the Nemesis for the last time. I couldn't stop smiling, and it's just it's just so good roller coaster. If you haven't been there, guys, just please go on Nemesis for me, and you'll be happy, and you'll get thanked, I hope. Yeah, amazing time. Right, and so I ended the day a bit early because I wanted to relax, because Saturday for me was quite tiring, like getting on these roller coasters. I unwind and relaxed, and I'll tell you the really good thing about the roller coaster restaurant. It's basically a situation near the Galactica. There's a big building there, you can't miss it. I did that for Saturday night and Sunday night. Saturday night was crazy busy, and I think there was a couple of issues with the tablet. I found myself had to ask my staff. Luckily, they rectified the situation very quickly. They were very professional and very good on top of it. They deducted one of my things off the menu. I was supposed to have garlic bread, but didn't go through. It is quite crazy on a Saturday night, but it was definitely a lot better on Sunday night. Oh, Saturday night I had a steak, and it was awesome. So how it works is, there's basically like rails, and I'll show you the footage right now. There's basically rails that come down, the food gets delivered to your table. It is so classy, and it's so well, it's so entertaining to watch these, you know, little roller coasters, minis going down, and it goes around in the circle, whoosh, and then you get you get a theme number to your table. So you go like, oh, okay, I'll have, say, Nemesis, for instance. And then what you do on the tablet is you press Nemesis for 9, and then you order your food. I did explain to the couple beside me, you know, you can't split your bill with the tablet, so be wary, guys. You have to do it. You have to basically select your meal and then press the next person, and then they'll get billed differently, I think, if that's all right. And then Sunday night I had nachos. Strange thing was, when I tried to order nachos through us, and they said error, but the waiter told me, you know, he has to put through his chicken, which I thought was quite strange. And And I had the main meal of smoked salmon, thanks to one of the previous waitresses who recommended me that, and she was absolutely right. It was beautiful. Mwah! Oh man, with hollandaise sauce and potatoes and peas and carrots. Oh, it was delicious. I was like, my mouth was in heaven. And I had a good time, and the music was good, and it changes themes as well. You know, it does this like the Alton Towers theme, and then it changes like Oblivion soundtrack, Nemesis, and all that stuff. It's like, and also I noticed that if you have a happy birthday package, it does this little shoe saying happy birthday to happy birthday, and then it does this little thing. You know, you get a cake, I think, and there's a little paper that says happy birthday to the lucky guests. It's awesome. It's a thrilling experience. So after this, I went back home, and I gotta admit, guys, I am very, very impressed with Alton Towers. After coming back for such a long period of time of missing out so many roller coasters, I remember the corkscrew that was there. Oh, guys, if you go to the front entrance of the Alton Towers, they actually have the memorial for the corkscrew, which is really it gave me lots of tears of nostalgia, and it's a fantastic resort, and the Alton Towers Hotel is fantastic. There's also a water park hotel as well. It's got CBD Lands Hotel for the little young kids, and it's basically it's a lovely place. I love the forest stuff, you know, the trees and the grass, and there's so many ducks. There was one duck trying to nibble my shoelace, which was quite quackers of him. I know. So at the end of the day, I recommend this place, guys. You'll have a great time, and you've got great customer service. And also, guys, before I go, there is actually a tablet you can use as well, so you can actually submit your comments as well. So which I like that. So it's fast and easy to use, and you can get, and you know, they get feedback on how to improve their service. And I said it's all brilliant. Yeah, fantastic. So I highly recommend you go to this place. Double thumbs up for me. And this is Retrodude saying retro forever, and see you guys in the next review. Take care, guys.